From and today I'm just going to do a little video about Mercury retrograde. I usually do one of these when we're in the pre of Mercury retrograde, but it's just been a bit mad recently. So Mercury is turning retrograde on Thursday the 16th of November. So what this means is actually since the beginning of November we have been in the build up to Mercury retrograde. So if you have found things like your computers are going a bit wonky, some of your communication has been misunderstood by people. Perhaps they've got completely skewed it around and made it something negative that just wasn't meant to be. Maybe like some of your traveling arrangements are starting to go a little bit wonky, or your phone won't work, and you can't get a signal. The Wi-Fi is not working. All these sorts of things are generally what happens around Mercury retrograde. So this 2-week period, we start having that bit of a build up to it. Then we have the Mercury retrograde. Hi there, come and say hi. And it runs from the 16th of November through to the 6th of December. So if you've had any experiences with Mercury retrograde, then please come and share. We have them 3 times a year. Last year we had it over Christmas, so at least we haven't got the communication issue of that. So yeah, that's the time scale. And then after, hi Helen, after the so the 6th of December, we are then in the post-Mercury retrograde. So if you think about it, if you think, we've got going up, we've got it, and then we're going down again. So there's a 2-week, well, the effects of Mercury are still being felt here. And Mercury is the god of communication. So this is why we talk about things around communication being affected by the energy of Mercury. So things like I say, like making sure the car's serviced, that your travel arrangements are all sorted, that your computers are backed up, and your phones as well, anything like that. But if you're starting to have issues around any sort of electronic stuff, then you could blame Mercury, but it's just a bit having awareness. What I like to do is get really prepared before a Mercury retrograde. So while we're still in the build-up period, tomorrow, I will, if not today, I will be doing a backup of my computer. So get everything backed up and onto something else. And I might even delete some files off my computer just to try and make it go a bit faster. But I've got some travel arrangements happening in a couple of weeks' time, which will coincide, yes, it's the 2nd of December. So that's going to coincide with the tail end of Mercury. So I want to make sure that I've got everything in place for my travel arrangements and my hotel needs, so that I am fully okay and supported there. So with the Mercury retrograde, like I said, there's a few different things that can happen. But it's actually, if you are aware of it, it's a really great time to look at doing things and getting clarity. So our connection to source is really strong during the Mercury retrograde because it's communication. We're allowing ourselves to communicate with spirit. We're allowing ourselves to communicate with ourselves, with our higher self, with our inner self. And this is really important. So this communication can extend not just with loved ones and people that we work with, but actually up to our spirit guides and our guardian angels, etc. So doing something around that is really good. So think about doing some lovely meditations to connect to your guardian angels, or doing some journaling and asking them for help and support. Going for a lovely mindful walk just to clear and connect yourself, and that mindfulness of connecting back into yourself is really useful tool to have anyway, particularly as we build up to the Christmas time period when things can go a little bit. So yeah, there's lots of lovely things that we can do to connect into ourselves and to support and nurture ourselves, but also to reach out to our support team as well. In the women's circle that I run, so the online and the physical one, at the moment we are looking at connection to spirit. So we're working on understanding who our spirit guides, our guardian angels, our mystic and our spiritual teachers are that are around us. So if that's of interest to you, then let me know and I can share a link in the group. So it's a really good time to be doing that, because obviously at Halloween, they say the veil is thinnest between the two worlds. And again, through the Mercury retrograde as well, we have this enhanced communication. So if you've got letters to write, if you've got I'm going to say a book to write, or if you've got a project that needs writing, then again, using the energy of that communication, Mercury can be a really positive place for you to do that. But you will just want to double check that everything you've written is as you intend it to be understood. Because as I say, the Mercury energy can often just disappear sometimes and go a little bit wonky. Let me just see if there's anything else here that I was going to share. Let me just see. If you've got any questions about Mercury, then do just pop them in the group. So, where are we? Yeah, emotionally, it can affect us as well. So things like feeling out of sorts, feeling a bit sad, depressed, and overwhelmed. This can be the effect of the Mercury retrograde. So things like migraines and headaches, feeling off balance and ungrounded. That can also be the effect of Mercury retrograde. But at the same side, you actually may feel more focused and more open-minded and be able to discover things that are going on that perhaps you hadn't seen before. Like I say, our throat chakra, if you can hear mine, it's going a bit wonky now, but our throat chakra is very much open, and it's allowing us to speak our truth, and to share what's important to us and what's going on. So that's a really good thing. Things that you can support yourself with the retrograde, like I say, look at your technology and just back it up. Just it's a good thing to do anyway, particularly even if you just do it twice a year when the Mercury retrogrades hit. Drinking lots of water is a really good thing, because that's going to help keep you grounded and keep flushing any toxins out. Being grounded and, like I say, going for those mindful walks, going out into nature is going to be a really good way, because you're going to nurture yourself, but you're also grounding yourself into Mother Earth more. And obviously eating things like root vegetables, that groundedness is there. So things I like to do are, I also do the balance procedure, and I have a set of cards. I haven't got them by me, but one of them has Mercury on it, because it links into astrology as well as colours, shapes, and numbers. So I will use the Mercury card on the top of my pack just to align me to the energies of Mercury. And I can do this as well with the moon energy as well, so it's a really good one to use. I'll perhaps have a think about actually what essential oils I'm going to use. For crystals, then things like rose quartz are going to be really good, because rose quartz is very much about love, and self-love and compassion. Is really good things. I'm going to look at things like the darker crystals for grounding. So I do love hematite. I've got some hematite earrings, so I might actually wear those during some of the Mercury retrograde, just to help ground me in the moment so I don't disappear off. What else might I use? Blue stones, throat chakra again. So things like turquoise or blue topaz, or even just a scarf lightly tied around your neck that's blue is going to work to support that throat chakra and support the communication as well. So they would be sort of some of the tools that I would definitely look to use around the Mercury retrograde. So let's just see if there are any questions. Okay, I will share. I've shared one blog there. I'm pretty sure I've got another one, so I will share that through. So just to give you the dates again, so from the 16th of November through till the 6th of December is the Mercury retrograde. We are currently in the I can't think what the word is. Anyway, the build up to Mercury appearing to be retrograde, and then we have the post retrograde phase, which is the 7th to the 25th of December. So hopefully by the time Christmas comes along, when communication can get a bit fraught anyway, that the Mercury will have been sufficiently gone and heading back direct, so as not to affect festive communication, shall we say. So if you've got any questions, please pop them down below. I love talking about the planets and things, because they do really affect us, especially the full moon as well. So I'm going to do one. I've just moved my desk around, so I've lost some valuable bits of paper, or scraps of paper with dates on. So we've got the full moon is the 23rd of November. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to do some sort of webinar, I think, around that, the full moon, just before the full moon, so that we can get things in place for the full moon. because the full moons are really powerful. They can really whack you out of sorts, particularly when we're going to be in the Mercury retrograde. So like I said, if anyone's got any questions, pop them in the group, and I will share the dates in there as well, and maybe some more little blogs that I've written already. I shall see you soon. Bye.